Now, the IDF has just released a report stating that they have entered the southern parts of Lebanon, particularly on the evening of 30 September 2024, to conduct a limited, localized, and targeted invasion of the southern parts of Lebanon. Now, this ground offensive or ground invasion conducted by the IDF is to fundamentally push Hezbollah elements right beyond the Litani River, right, which sits at about 32 kilometers away from the southern border of Lebanon and Israel. So fundamentally, this invasion is to concentrate on villages, cities, and towns that you find between the Lebanese border towards the south, right, the border with Israel, and the Litani River, right, which sits at about 32 kilometers from the border. On the 1st of October 2024, there had been reports of fighting between the Hezbollah fighters and the IDF, particularly in a village known as Ode Asia, right? Or Diasia, right? Where it is reported about 9 IDF soldiers were killed and about 35 IDF soldiers had been injured. There has been further reports also stating that the ground offensive was also conducted in a city or a village known as Sidon. The invasion, this ground invasion, also expanded to the southern west parts of Lebanon, where you found a town known as the Maroun al Ras, right? So their objective is to fundamentally push back the Hezbollah fighters and Hezbollah elements, particularly from south of Lebanon, which sits between the Litani River, right, and the border of Lebanon. Now, a number of reports have been released by various media houses stating that it's really not looking good for the IDF ground troops because it seems as if the tunnel network which Hezbollah had built over time and the mountainous region, right, particularly in the southern parts of Lebanon, is quite a disadvantage to the IDF ground troops, and it is an advantage. It sits as an advantage to the guerrilla fighters that belong to Hezbollah. Now, the last time the IDF conducted a ground invasion or a ground offensive in the southern parts of Lebanon was in 2006, where they actually lost that war to the Hezbollah guerrilla fighters. Now, in conclusion, I'm saying that we'll be basically watching this ground offensive right over the next few days and weeks to actually see what actually happens between the Hezbollah fighters, guerrilla fighters, and the IDF troops.